Hello, dear viewers. Today, we're exploring two recent developments from different countries that have stirred debates about societal norms and legal frameworks. These stories reflect the complexities of cultural values, legal systems, and human rights discussions in diverse regions. Our aim is to shed light on these events without taking a stance, allowing you to form your own perspective on these important matters. So, let's delve into these stories that have captured attention around the world. Two men in Uganda are accused of aggravated homosexuality, a crime that carries a death sentence under the nation's contentious new anti-gay laws. On August 18th, a 20-year-old male in the eastern Ugandan district of Soroti was charged with having performed unlawful sexual intercourse with one man, aged 41, with a disability, according to Jacqueline Oki, a representative for the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. According to the widely criticized law, aggravated homosexuality includes incest, sex with children, as well as persons who are disabled or elderly. In addition to prohibiting homosexual marriage in Uganda, the law that was brought into effect in May also imposes a life sentence for same-sex offenses. It has been decades since Uganda last carried out an execution, but its longtime president Yoweri Museveni had threatened in 2018 to resume state assent for capital punishment. Attorney Justine Balia, who was representing the 20-year-old man, said that the penalties associated with the law were entirely out of proportion. The fact that the law is being used in this manner is obviously completely unlawful because it aims to penalize what is frequently consensual behavior between adults, she added. She stated that trials in instances of this nature could take a very long time to complete, and she anticipates that her client will spend a lot of time in pretrial remand. According to Balia, they are representing a number of individuals detained for less serious violations of the Anti-Homosexuality Act. Since the law's passage in May, 2 people have been charged with the capital penalty in Uganda, including the man who was apprehended in Soroti. Another man was charged with aggravated homosexuality last month in Jinja district in eastern Uganda for allegedly performing a sexual act with a child aged 12 of the same sex, according to Oki. Both men are under remand and will appear in court in September. After a period of uncertainty where the bill was briefly returned to Parliament for review, Museveni ultimately approved it in May. The bill enjoys substantial support from lawmakers, Christian and Muslim leaders in Uganda and some social media commentators. However, this decision has ignited global condemnation, sparked fears within the LGBTQ+ community, and triggered legal battles. The bill, according to U.S. President Joe Biden, is a tragic violation of universal human rights, and he also ordered a study of U.S. funding and investment in Uganda. Despite not naming those impacted, the U.S. also announced visa restrictions for Ugandan government personnel. Following the anti-gay legislation, the World Bank earlier this month declared it would not accept any loan requests from Uganda. Days before the World Bank's resolution, the UN announced that its Human Rights Office in Uganda would close after nearly 20 years of existence, citing a decision by local authorities to terminate the mandate of the UN Rights Authority. Museveni pushed back against criticism of the anti-gay law, while accusing the World Bank of daring to coerce his country into abandoning our faith, culture, principles and sovereignty, using money. Uganda will develop with or without loans, Museveni said following the decision. On the other hand, Nigerian police arrested more than 200 people at a wedding on Monday, in one of the biggest mass arrests in recent years targeting the country's LGBTQ community. In the southern Delta state, a police official said on Tuesday that 67 persons will face legal action for allegedly conducting and attending a same-sex wedding ceremony. In Nigeria, same-sex relationships are illegal, and the country's penal code authorizes a sentence of up to 14 years in prison for those found guilty of forming a same-sex civil union. A police official referred to the incident as evil and said that we cannot copy the Western world, we are Nigeria and we must follow the culture of this country in a live broadcast on Tuesday. Backing him up were the suspects, some of whom claimed during the live show to be models and fashion designers, and not gay. Amnesty International Nigeria criticized the circumstance and called it a witch hunt. In a statement on X, now known as Twitter, it urged Delta State Police to free the imprisoned individuals who had been arrested and paraded to the media and to put an immediate end to this witch hunt. The law prohibiting same-sex partnerships is increasingly being utilized by law enforcement officials and other members of the public to harass, extort, and blackmail individuals in a society where corruption is pervasive. It's intolerable, the human rights organization continued. Police said a video recording of the wedding party and alleged prohibited substances were obtained during the raid. The venue of the illicit event was searched, and the following items were recovered at the scene: 1 codeine bottle, 3 cups of refined Canadian loud, 5 sachets of SK, 1 sachet of tramadol, 4 tablets of Molly drug, 1 crusher, gay marriage ceremonial dresses, a police statement said. The statement added that police got wind of the event after operatives on routine patrol stopped an attendee late Sunday. He had claimed to be an actor, the statement said. Upon interrogation, he confessed that he is a member of a certain gay club and that he was on his way to join his fellow members for a gay marriage ceremony, the statement said. This latest arrest comes 5 years after 57 men accused of homosexuality were arrested during a police raid on a hotel in Lagos in 2018. As we wrap up our discussion on these recent events, it's evident that they touch upon deeply sensitive topics that challenge societal norms and values. These incidents have sparked conversations about human rights, cultural beliefs, and the role of law in different parts of the world. It's important to recognize that these issues are complex and often evoke strong emotions and differing viewpoints. We hope that our presentation has provided you with a well-rounded understanding of the events and the various factors at play. Thank you for joining us today, and we encourage you to engage in thoughtful discussions as you form your own conclusions about these matters.